Hi, and welcome to the Giving Flower Podcast. This is episode 40. I am Kimberlolly on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram. I'm Kimberlolly29 because I don't know, somebody took my name. Can't figure that one out. So I'm Kimberlolly29 on Instagram. Come and befriend me. I have a Ravelry group for the Giving Flower Designs, and also one for the podcast. I should have put them together. I don't know why I didn't, but I made two. So come and find me on Ravelry if you're so inclined. And yeah, thank you for coming by and spending your afternoon or your 20 minutes, 30 minutes with me. It's fun. I'm back. Every 2 weeks we're going to do this. I am determined to get a podcast out every 2 weeks, and I'm going to. My co-host is busy today. She got a new rainbow, what are they called? Rainbow maker or something? My mother sent it from the States. They make bracelets out of, it's a, what do I want to say? It's a plastic frame thing that makes these bracelets. And I can't think of the name. Rainbow Loom. And she got it yesterday. It came in the mail. My mother sent it out before Christmas, and it came yesterday. So she's been busy with that, making a ton of stuff. She's been felting. She's been doing all sorts of stuff, but didn't want to join me today. She said, nope, she's busy. She'll be on next time. So I'm alone again. The cat's wandering around. Who knows if she'll be here? If you saw her nose last time, she's funny. We have two very different cats. It's funny how they have personalities. One has to be around all the time. She comes whenever I'm here, she's here. The other one could care less. He does his own thing. So anyway, let's get right to it. This past week has been crazy. The past 2 weeks have been crazy. I've been sick. As you can hear a little bit, I'm still a little bit congested. Stayed home on Tuesday and Wednesday to get some sleep, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't manage it. So I stayed home and knit and slept. It was really quite nice. We have been working on puzzles. Every Christmas I pull out a puzzle. We have a new puzzle to work on, and I am a puzzle addict. And we've decided, I made a big, huge board for the puzzles. And at Christmas time, I decided we needed a place to put them. So I made this big, huge board. I went and had them cut a piece of board the size I wanted, and had them cut wood edging and glued it on. Alita and I glued it on together. And now that's our board, and it's on the living room floor in front of the TV. So you can sit on the couch and watch TV, or you can sit and do the puzzle and watch TV. And it's been up since Christmas. The board's been out since Christmas, and so we have been doing puzzles like crazy. There's always a puzzle there, and I think it's neat because if you're in the mood, you can do the puzzle or you can do whatever you want. And we have just been doing all sorts of puzzles lately. And I have some pictures, and I've taken some pictures and put them up on Instagram. So if you know me on Instagram, you've seen these. I'll put two pictures in here. So those are the puzzles that we've been doing. Star Wars was my husband's present, and we just finished the one with the houses, and the next ones are coming. We found some lighthouses that I had bought a couple years ago, so we're going to do that one and see what comes next. But I think it's kind of neat to have a puzzle out all the time. It gets the family together. We all kind of sit and puzzle together. It's kind of fun, because otherwise everyone's doing their own thing. So that's what we've been doing other than knitting and geocaching. Another thing that happened yesterday was a bit crazy. I was supposed to go to a knit meet with my buddies, and we had to go grocery shopping beforehand. Now, this winter has been so nice and dry, and well, not dry necessarily, but warm. It's almost like spring. Okay, over Christmas we didn't have snow. There was nothing. So everything's been fine. Well, all of a sudden last week the temperatures dropped. It has been yesterday was -10. Today, I think last night it was -12, and now it's -15 today. Celsius, of course. And cold, cold, cold. Well, my car doesn't like that, or didn't like that. And it's been starting a little bit funny the last couple of mornings. Well, we were driving along, and we parked, did some shopping here, went to the next place, went to a cat store to get cat litter for the cats, went back to the car. It wouldn't start at all. It was dead. Completely dead. So we were sitting there going, okay, now what? Luckily, we were a block away, or a block and a half away from a car shop. So my husband walked over there and said, "Can you help us out?" And they said, "Well, sure, we'll look at the battery, whatever you want, but you need to get the car here." I'm like, "How can we get the car there?" So we walked back. Strangely enough, and this is what they say in German. Oh, and I don't have a word for today. Glück im Unglück. So it's like lucky when you're unlucky. Because my neighbor pulled in, and she was going to the cat store, the animal store, the pet store, to get stuff for her cats. She pulled in, and she goes, "Hey, super." So my husband waited for someone to come, kind of like the AAA in America, or here it's the ADAC, but it's not the ADAC. We have something through our insurance. So we called them, and apparently because of the weather in Germany being so cold, they had to pull people off their break days to come in and work. They had about 200 calls for people that their batteries had died. That's how cold it is here. And it just went automatic cold. From one day to the next, freezing. So they said, "Yep, they'll come. Jumpstart him. He can drive, drive to the shop." In the meantime, my neighbor took me grocery shopping and drove me home. So he then got a new battery for the car. We're all good, I hope. I haven't used the car. I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to be stuck somewhere in this weather. So my friend picked me up, and I did get to my knit meet last night, which is good. Very, very good. Thank you, Steffi, for picking me up. But that was a little traumatic. I'm not into that. I'm not into. If it were summer and it was warm out, and I thought about bringing my knitting, because I always have knitting just in case. You never know what might happen. And I didn't, because I thought, you know what? And I even just threw a t-shirt on. I had a shawl and I had a hat and everything. I just threw a t-shirt under my jacket thinking, we're in the stores. I don't need to. I've learned my lesson. I will now bring lots of stuff. It doesn't matter. You never know what might happen. You might get stuck somewhere. So, especially in this cold weather. So that was our day yesterday. It was a bit crazy. But I went to my knit meet. Fun, fun, fun. Love my girls. Love them. We had a great time. I don't know what I'd do without them. And yeah, so here we are. That's been my last 2 weeks. I've done a lot. For me anyway, I've done quite a bit. First things first, as you can see, what I'm wearing is my newest design. It is called Candy, and I'll tell you more about why it's called Candy later. I have a test knitter group up. I have 9 people testing it right now, so it's pretty full. But we'll see. I mean, if you really want to test it, I would love. Okay, we'll see. If you want to test it, come on over. Sign up, ask me. But I really like it. And I knit it. I found this yarn when I went to visit my friend Nicole C. Mendez. She has an Etsy shop, and I'm kind of addicted to her stuff. The thing is, she has wool. Her colors are wonderful, and she is, her prices are very, very reasonable. She does not overcharge for anything. And in fact, she doesn't charge enough. But I am so addicted to her, and I can buy her yarn because it's not super expensive. Super. And so I love her color, and she does a great job. So I went to visit her. If you saw my last episode, I went to visit her over New Year's, and we went to her local yarn store because we have to do these things when I go someplace. And I saw these colors, and I love them. I love them. It's turquoise, purple, and blue, of course. And I decided I bought 3 skeins on 3 days. And knit this up. It's DK. It's Baby Llama. I forget what it's called. I'll put it in my project page. But it's DK weight. 3 skeins. I think it's 660 meters. I'm not quite sure. But it's a big, long shawl. And it's got a funky shape. But what I was thinking is this keeps you nice and warm. You can either have it, and I love, the reason I did this is because I like the variegated yarn with it. And these up here are cables, so there is cabling, and I love what it does with the variegated yarn. Of course, this would look really pretty in a one color, but I did it because I like the short rows and what short rows do to variegated yarn. And that's why it's garter stitch, and it's got this big long thing here that kind of keeps you warm in the back, and then it has its wings on the side that go down, and on one side I made a loop. And I love my shawls, but I like them to stay on. And when I'm working, and I'm a sport teacher, so sport and Spanish, and for Spanish that's no big deal. stuff stays on. But when I'm teaching sport, I still wear my shawls, and the kids love them because they're colorful and bright, and it's kind of fun. And, I always have to get some kids to like knitting so I can pull them over to the dark side. It's my motto. And so I can, kind of pull them over. But I made this loop on the side so it'll stay. And what you do is you pull it on one side, and then you can pull it through. You can wrap it around twice and pull it through. And I'm not going to do that right now because I just kind of want to have it on right now. Just kind of like this. But you can pull it through this edge right here, this loop. So it's an optional thing. You don't have to have it. You don't see it. Otherwise you can't see it. It's just on the end. But it's on the back. Fixed on the back. So I guess I could kind of show you, couldn't I? It's hard because I'm sitting. And then you have this side that's longer. And you can wrap it around and pull it through. And I can't do it because I'm sitting. This is ridiculous. I can't do it. I have to be standing to be able to do this. There's not enough room on this couch. So, but anyway, I like it. I like it a lot. And I wore it last night, and I didn't tell anybody about it. And I wore it, and people were like, "What are you wearing? What is that thing you're wearing?" And it was okay. They liked it. They thought it was kind of fun. So that's good. That's a good thing. So that's the latest. That was finished, I think, last week. Did I finish? Yes, I finished this last week. The pattern, like I said, I've written. It's up. I've also done, what else have I, okay. What else have I been working on? That's the done thing. What I've been working on, I told you last week, and I showed you last week, my Juno. Now, Juno is by, and of course I've stopped in the middle here. Juno is by Yellowcosmo. And this pattern is wonderful. It's a really, really nicely written pattern. Very understandable. And I love how it fits. Now, Alex, Nicole, and I all knit this together. This was our community sweater. The three of us. Nicole dyed the yarn. This is silk and merino, 50-50. And she dyed purpley blue for us. It's more of a purple for Alex and for me. And for herself, she did a gray, a variegated gray. And oh, it is so wonderful. It feels so good. And this is how far I've gotten. Last weekend, I am determined to get this done because I really want to wear it. It looks so cute. And I made it a little bit longer. It says in the pattern, I think 14 inches from the underarm. And I went to 18 or 17 or 18 because I like my sweaters long, especially with pants that are always hipsters and I like to cover. So here it is. It's gorgeous. It's a great design. It's so pretty and it fits so nicely. There's lace on the top, as you can see, that goes around the yoke. And what you do is you knit down and then you separate for the sleeves, knit the body, and then you knit the sleeves, and I'm on the second sleeve right now. So I'm almost done. I'm getting there. And this week I am determined to get it done. I just have the button bands and then buy some buttons and I'll be wearing it. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be wearing it, but we'll see. 2 weeks the Ravelinics start. It's going to be interesting. So anyway, this pattern is Juno by Yellowcosmo, and the exciting thing is, I talked to her, told her I loved her pattern, and she has said that I can give away 2 patterns of hers. And I'm so excited because this is really cool. She's so sweet. So I thought I would put up a thread in my Ravelry group. Go be a member. It's the Giving Flower podcast group. Be a member and join the group and go to the thread and say which of her patterns you like the most. She's got a ton of it's hard. It's a hard one with her. She has some really, really pretty ones over there. Yeah, and favorite them, cue them. Let me know which one you like the best. And in 2 weeks, when I do my next podcast, I will pick 2 names. And you guys can either have the one you like the best or whatever, a pattern from her. So I'm pretty sure she said any 2 of her patterns. Juno is my favorite, but hey. So go ahead and do that. Enter the contest. We'll see. I hope we get a lot of people doing this. It'll be fun. So I'm kind of excited. I'm so excited because I'm always giving my patterns away. I'm like, nobody wants them anymore. But hers, yeah, they're really pretty. So go over there, check out her page, and I will put a link here for my tech editor. My son is my tech editor. And so he will put the link here of her Ravelry store. You can go and see. So, okay, that's that. Thank you, by the way, Yellowcosmo, for doing that. I have one more thing that I wanted to tell you about. On Thursday is Nicole's birthday. And like I said, she's a really good friend of mine. We've become good friends. And she helps me out. I help her out. It's kind of fun. And it's so nice to have someone who understands you. We're on the same wavelength. And her birthday's on Thursday. And so what I thought I would do for my shop is put up a coupon code. And the coupon code is, and I'll put it here, coupon code. Only on Thursday, the 29th of January, happy birthday, Nicole. And you can have 25% off any pattern in my store, except for ribbons and lace, which doesn't work because that one you have to donate for. So any pattern, any ebook, anything in my store, 25% off. My patterns aren't expensive anyway. I try not to, $5 I think is enough for a pattern. It's a lot of work. Writing a pattern and having it edited, and the work that I put in is extremely much. It's laborious, very laborious, but that's okay because I think $5 is an okay sum to pay for a pattern. And so I don't have super expensive patterns anyway, but I would love for you to go over there and use my code if you want 25% off. Maybe there's something you really, really wanted. It's a little bit cheaper. So only on her birthday, and that's from 12 midnight to 12 midnight, the 29th of January, and that's Berlin time. So I put that in as Berlin time. I think the East Coast, my parents are in Massachusetts, and they're 6 hours difference from me. So they are behind me, 6 hours behind me, if that helps. You can check it on the internet and see. So anyway, that's what I wanted to let you know. So go and use my code for that. And what else have I been doing? I have been doing, a little bit more knitting. In school, sometimes I'll knit. When I have a break, I'll knit. And I try, like I said, I try to get the kids involved. And I have a knitting group after school. And I have a couple kids in that. And I have been working on this. Now, a friend of mine in my group, Julie, gave me, because she can't wear alpaca. So she found this in her stash and said, can't do it, and it's my color. It's a gray with a hint of purple, and it's alpaca merino. So I have 9 of these, and I thought this would be perfect to knit the Central Park hoodie. Here it is. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's a bit older. This pattern is older. I've always wanted to knit this. I've always had this in my queue. I've had it in my patterns, and I've always wanted to knit it, but I never have. And so I thought, you know what, this is kind of, I've got time. Why don't I do it? So I'm knitting this, and I've started. It's going to be a very slow process like everything else. But here's the back with the cables. I think it's very pretty. And if you know me on Instagram, you'll see I did one of the cables wrong. And so I ripped back and fixed it. And it worked well. Easy. It looks intimidating, but it's not. It's very, very easy. Excuse me, my throat's still funny. So I ripped back, but I think it's really cool. It's very, very easy. This to me is brainless knitting. I just knit away on it. And you go up, and it's not, and I didn't do it very thick. It's not very thick yarn, but alpaca and merino is going to be very warm. So I thought this would be good if I do it on a little bit of a looser gauge to make it kind of nice. We'll see. We'll see how that is. So that's what I've been working on. Oh, and the Central Park hoodie is by Heather Ludinsky. That's the name. So that's that. And then I have been spinning a bit. Another good story. I have a Kromsky minstrel, and she's always been a little bit loud, but I've never really I didn't know it any better because when I got her, she was just a little bit loud. And I got it from Julie again. She doesn't want to spin, was getting rid of things, and said here, and we did a swap. I made her some bags. We still have to do a little sewing together. But I got her spinning wheel. So I've been using it. And over Christmas, we were watching movies, and I was spinning. And the best thing is, when I spin, and the puzzles are on the floor next to me, I sometimes sit and look for puzzle pieces. It's an addiction I have. So I've been spinning, and my husband said, that is so loud. And so I said, okay. So I wrote to Kromsky over Christmas, and I said, my wheel is loud. I don't know what to do. And I looked in the internet first to see if I could find how to fix it. Couldn't find anything. Kromsky wrote back and said, send us a video of where the noise is, and we'll see what we can do. So I did, made a video, sent it to them, and they said, it's the flyer. Give us your address, we'll send you a new one. And I am so psyched. I love Kromsky. My new buddies, best friends. So, and just in case you're not a spinner and don't know what a flyer is, this is the flyer. This is the old flyer, and for some reason, she's loud. Don't know why. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the wood. I've got a natural colored wood. And so they sent me a new flyer and a new bobbin. This is a bobbin, in case you don't know. These are the old bobbins. And some other parts that go along with it. So I immediately, this was this past week, so I immediately put everything on it, and I'm spinning away. Super quiet, wonderful. I'm so excited. So I'm going to buy some new bobbins, because the bobbins are a little bit different now. These old bobbins have, I don't know, I don't know everything about, I don't know much about spinning, let's say that much. They're just different. The new ones have like plastic. Maybe that's to keep them, so I'm going to get some new ones, get some new bobbins, so that I have a couple new bobbins, so the old ones, don't know, we'll see. But so I'm excited. Kromsky, definitely great customer service. Very, very happy. Thank you very much, Kromsky. If you're looking into a wheel, I would, if that's kind of one of the directions you want to go in, I would do it, because they have great customer service, and it's a great wheel. So, then spinning. From Nicole's shop, I had bought, no, she gifted me, this was for my birthday. Last August, on my birthday, this came in the mail. I was so excited. It is 100% merino superwash. And I finished spinning it up, and then I Navajo plied it, and it's a little bit over plied, because that's what happened. I'm still getting used to the wheel. I'm, yeah, like I said, getting used to it. Not the best. I'm not the best spinner, but that's okay. It's all good. We're what we are. Otherwise, if it was perfect, we'd buy it. Make it myself. Not perfect. But here it is, and I think it's really pretty. It's pinks and greens. It's a dark pink and green, and it's a little bit thick and thin, but I am going to make socks out of this, and I think these will stripe up really well. I can't wait to see how they turn out. So, little tiny bit of barber pulling where they mix, and I tried to get the colors to stay the same. I just love it. Can't wait to knit these. So one more thing I have to knit. And see how they turn out. So much to do. Pretty, pretty. So that's what I've been spinning. And the next thing on my wheel is also from Nicole's store. Is Polworth. 100 grams. And I unbraided it. And I saw this at Christmas when I was there and had to take it with me. It's just the danger of going to her house. And, so pretty. It's my purple. A dark green, and then a light green. Oh, look how pretty that is. Look at those colors. Oh, I just look at it and it makes me happy. So this is Polworth, and I just started spinning it, so I can't really say how it is yet. And I've kind of taken it apart. I know it's kind of a mess, but that's how I do things, We're a little bit crazy-minded. So that's on my wheel. That's what I've been spinning, and that's what I've been knitting. Sorry about that. I got cut off. Yeah, storage. My phone. Happens. Anyway, there's a number on top. I hope that's not seen, but if it is, oh well. A couple more things really quickly before I'm done. Christmas time. I forgot to show my books that I got. I got the Tudor Roses book. And this book is gorgeous. I love it. And it's funny because even the Muggles said it was gorgeous. My father-in-law and my husband looked at it and said, "Ooh, what a nice book." They have no idea. So I'm just going to show you a picture or two. I'm not into book reviews. I've done, it's just so you can see how pretty it is. Gorgeous paper. It's huge. And there's one sweater that I absolutely love. If I can find it, of course I haven't. Here, I'll just show you a picture of how pretty it is. You've got to really see it in person. Oh, there are a couple sweaters in here that I really like and want and need, because that's what we are, needers. Neater. Yeah. And I have wanted this book since the first one was out and you couldn't buy it anymore. Friends of mine in my group had the book and had knit this sweater. It's my absolute favorite, and I really want to knit it. And so when I saw that this one came out, I put myself on the waiting list and got it just before Christmas. And of course, I had to go to customs to pick it up. I said, it's a book. Why do there it is. One book. Why do I have to pay customs? I didn't have to pay customs, so that was good. It wasn't expensive enough. So here it is, and I kind of have to look to see what you can see. There. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that gorgeous detail. And there it is as well. Such a gorgeous sweater. And what is it called? This one. The pictures are just so pretty. Nice big charts. Nice big. Here we go. Here's another really pretty picture of it. Oh, so pretty. This is Elizabeth I is the name of this sweater. Pretty. So this was my Christmas present to myself. Just happened to come at Christmas, so that's what I call it. And gorgeous. And Nicole gave me a Christmas present, and I forgot to show you because it was next to my bed because I read it every night when I go to bed. I just kind of flipped through it, and it's a reference book, and I read reference books like they're novels. And so I've been kind of reading about, I'm sure you've seen this before, and if you are a spinner, you probably have this as well, Fleece and Fiber. The Fleece and Fiber Source Book by Deborah Robson and Carol Carius. And it's just a reference book about all of the fibers that you can spin. And it's cool. I love it. Thank you, Nicole. This is the best. So she said, it was funny because great minds think alike. She had bought this for me for Christmas when I went to see her. Just before I left, I had this open in Amazon and was going to order it after I had gotten back. So I was glad I didn't order it because here it is. Anyway, so this is my new favorite book right now. Speaking of books, I'm reading. What have I been reading? I told you this last week. I'm reading The Outlander. It's the Outlander series, and I've gotten a bit further in the book, and I'm kind of addicted to it, although it's very hard to figure out what to do. Am I going to read? Am I going to knit? Am I going to puzzle, spin? Keeps me from eating, which right now is a very good thing. I'm reading The Outlander series, and it's by Diana Gabaldon. Everyone has told me about this book, and if you haven't heard about it, you probably live under a rock next to me, because I hadn't heard about it until this year, and everyone said to me, or a lot of people said to me, you've got to read this book. They're really, really good. The series is really good, and I agree. It's very good. So that's what I've been reading, and I'm getting along with it. I have a Kindle, and I love my Kindle. I made a little bean bag with rice, and I prop it up in my bed, and I read in bed. So I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. What I have to say, Ravelinix, really quickly, Ravelinix. I think I'm going to be doing it. I have a couple things that I want to finish. I'm going to finish some of the stuff that I have on the needles. That's going to be my goal. The problem is the Ravelinix is the first week is my week off. I have a winter break for a week, starting on the 7th, going for a week, and I kind of wanted to design a couple things during that week, which does not comply with Ravelinix because you have to finish it, and I don't know that I can finish something in a week. Design it and finish it in a week. That doesn't really seem to be happening. But we'll see what I'm going to do. In 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks is Ravelinix, but my week off is a week. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this and what I'm going to do. But I signed up, and I am going to do it. I just don't know what yet. And I have joined Team Yarn Over Berlin and Friends. So come and join us. Head over to their Ravelry group. They are an online shop run by my friends, Marianne and Steffi, who have full-time jobs, and this is their hobby that they have made into a job on the side, which is fabulous. They are so good. Their customer service is wonderful. So if you need some yarn, some good stuff from America, Malabrigo, Madeline Tosh, Skein, that good stuff, that's the place to go. So they have an online shop, and a lot of times they'll, if you know, in Berlin, if you're in Berlin, they'll come and meet you, whatever. They're great. But I am going to join their team, and I'm going to knit and see what we can do. So go ahead and join them. I've got my little avatar with Yarn Over Berlin. And that's it. And I did not think of a German word for today. I just thought of it. No German word. What is the German word? I think I've done spinnen, which is spinning. I've done that one before. I think I've said some things in German today. I did. So we're going to take that as a German word. Because usually the kids are the ones that tell me the words and what they should be. Not being creative, am I? Okay. Well, anyway, no German word today. We'll do that in 2 weeks when I see you again. So I hope this was okay, and I hope it was okay that I had my techie glue this all together. And I will see you in 2 weeks at the start of the Ravelinics. I think it is in 2 weeks. It's on the 7th of February. I think so. Got to get it all straight. And until then, keep knitting and spinning, and yeah. Talk to you later. Bye.